What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So you see the title of this video, you know what we're going to talk about, but let's get right into it because this is big. This is big not only for stimulus and infrastructure, but inflation and everything in between. So let's break down exactly what we're going to discuss in today's video. First, former President Donald Trump plans to start holding campaign rallies next month. There are now a total of 17 states that will be cutting their unemployment benefits short a couple months early. A handful of lawmakers want to see a stimulus check tied to the economic conditions, not during the spring, not during the summer, but during the fall. We also know lawmakers are urging President Biden to double his housing assistance program to truly help the American people. Senator Chuck Schumer says that President Biden must cancel student debt in order to give these Americans a fighting chance. And the CDC is stating that vaccinated Americans do not need to wear a mask, but they also specify that a certain group of people do, even though they may be vaccinated. So that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. So let's get right into it. First, former President Donald Trump does plan to start holding campaign rallies next month. What we are hearing is that he is actually planning for 3 different rallies. 2 of them, which we do not know the location or the dates, but 2 of them will be in June. The 3rd will be right around the 4th of July. Some reports are indicating that the 3rd rally could potentially be his kind of kicking off point where he does say that he is going to run for president in 2024. This is a report coming from the New York Times earlier on today. So these rallies, they are or have been planned out a little bit as of today. But again, his plan is to pretty much try to get the American people behind him. What we're hearing at this point is that right now, there's a lot of Republicans, a lot of lawmakers that do back former President Donald Trump as their candidate for the next election. So we will see what happens there, but this could be very interesting. One thing that former President Donald Trump did say, he came out and said, and I quote, "I think people are going to be very, very happy when I make a certain announcement." Now, this doesn't have Democrats very happy, as right now a handful of Democrats are worried as they say that the current administration still has a lot of work to do. Now, one thing I just want to say about this, whether you like former President Donald Trump or you dislike him, doesn't matter. One thing that we know is going to happen when the Biden administration gets pushed, okay, it doesn't matter by who, but when they get pushed to make a decision, usually they make a decision much faster. So what this is going to do if former President Donald Trump comes out and says he is going to run for election in 2024, what that is going to do is that is going to make Democrats in the Biden administration go a little bit faster. They have to provide more. They cannot provide too much, though. There has to be a sweet spot in between there. And this is where things are really going to kind of ramp up. We're going to get a lot of updates. We're going to get a lot of news. And things are either going to be really good or they're going to be really bad for the Democratic Party. So again, we'll see what happens. Again, it doesn't matter who you're voting for, whether you're going to vote for a Republican or a Democrat, or you don't know who you're going to vote for, right? It doesn't matter. What matters is this is going to play Democrats' hands, and we're going to see this very soon. So as we get more information there, I promise I will fill you in on all those updates and new information. Now, as of today, there are now 17 states. I think it was yesterday, I think it was Friday morning, there was 11 states that said that they would not, or they were going to cancel the federal unemployment boost or benefits. Well, we are now up to 17 states that say they will be cutting unemployment benefits short a couple months early. So more states are currently considering this. My expectation is we will be up to at least 25 to 30 by the end of this coming week. So as we get more information there, I promise I will fill you in on those details as well. But reports do indicate that there's still no evidence that the $300 per week boost is causing people not to go back to work. But other reports indicate that just in the past few days, I think since Tuesday or Wednesday, there has been an uptick in hiring throughout a handful of states that announced they will be ending unemployment early. So there's reports that say there's no indication that the $300 per week boost is affecting jobs. But then other reports say yes, that ever since these states have come out and said we are going to cancel unemployment benefits a little bit early, then they've seen an uptick in hiring. So that's kind of odd, but let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you think people seriously are not going back to work because they're making more money on unemployment? Or do you think there's just no jobs out there? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. We also know a handful of lawmakers want to see stimulus checks tied to economic conditions in the fall. And this is going along with the unemployment benefits and when they expire or supposed to expire. They're supposed to expire on September 6th. Well, what we're hearing right now is that many lawmakers are shifting from, okay, instead of extending unemployment benefits, how about we provide an additional stimulus check to those in the hardest hit areas? So this could come down to specific states. This could come down to possibly the unemployment rate. What is it? But not during the summer months, but during the fall. So after the unemployment benefits expire, how much unemployment do we see? What's our unemployment rate? But this might not happen until not September, but October. So again, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But we do know right now some are pushing for additional stimulus checks, but they want to see it tied to the economic conditions. That is the caveat here, is we need to see it tied to economic conditions. We cannot just provide more and more money to the American people because that's causing rampant inflation. And so right now, this is where I was talking about the Biden administration has to act. Right now, they have the time. They do not have to rush it, and they're not really rushing anything. But if former President Donald Trump comes out and says, you know what, I'm going to run for re-election in 2024, that's going to make Democrats have to play their hand and have to play it a little bit sooner. So we'll see what happens there. But here's what some reports are indicating. We could potentially see a stimulus check if stimulus checks are tied to economic conditions in the fall. We could potentially see a stimulus check if the unemployment rate is still around 5 to maybe 5.5%. Some are saying it should be in the upper 4s, but we will see as we get a little bit closer. But they also say, if we're at 5% or higher, let's give the American people X amount of dollars. Let's say, $500 a piece, right? Or some say if unemployment has fallen to below 4%, and if it does fall below 4%, chances are we're going to overheat the economy a little bit, a little bit too early. But if this is the case in September or October, and we see inflation is steady, then possibly no stimulus checks. But if we see unemployment drop, the unemployment rate drop, and then we see inflation rising rapidly, let's say it's 5%, right? Or really whatever. Okay, if we see inflation rise rapidly, then possibly provide stimulus to help Americans pay for everyday goods. So there's a mixed kind of feeling. There's different ideas and plans. So we'll see what happens there. We also know lawmakers are urging President Biden for not just stimulus tied to economic conditions, but they want to see double President Biden's housing assistance program to truly help the American people that are in need. This is actually backed by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Representative Torres. They say that the $40 billion that President Biden has allocated to housing assistance is not enough, and it will not be enough, and we must do more. They're actually requesting $80 billion. Chuck Schumer also states that this could be the final straw for millions of Americans because without additional housing assistance, many could be evicted from their homes. Many could be foreclosed on because right now we know a lot of people are still they still have forbearance on their mortgages, so that's good. And for some people, some obviously don't have it anymore, or they never received it, or actually never requested it, and so they might need additional assistance as well. Even Senator Schumer, he had this to say today. He said, and I quote, "We're working to at least double the American Jobs Plan investment to make public housing livable, sustainable, and create good jobs. Public housing is infrastructure." And this is pretty much just a jab at Republicans, because Republicans keep saying, housing is not infrastructure. School is not infrastructure, or community college is not infrastructure, right? Everything is not infrastructure. The only thing that's infrastructure is roads, bridges, railways, and airports and ports, things like that. And so we're hearing the same stuff from Republicans. We're hearing the same arguments from Democrats, and they're kind of just butting heads. Who knows if we really get anywhere from that? But currently, that's where we're at. We also know Senator Schumer says that President Biden must cancel student debt to give these Americans a fighting chance. He says that canceling student debt now would give Americans the income needed to actually live, and it would allow them to pay for essentials and not require a lot of these people requiring the government to step in and help them pay for food, housing, medications, and things in between. So what we know right now is there's a lot of discussions. Some are saying that by providing more, whether it's additional or getting rid of student loan debt, or providing additional housing, right, more affordable housing, or expanding Medicare, all those things would actually take people from those different programs and give them the assistance, but this would actually allow the United States or the government to take that money that they were normally spending and kind of reallocate it elsewhere. So there are discussions, there are reports on this, but as of right now, we still don't know to what degree reallocating some of this money and kind of dispersing it elsewhere, how this would impact our bottom line and our deficit that we're currently in. So we'll see what happens there. We also know that Democrats say that they want to pass this bill. They want to pass student debt or student loan forgiveness, but some say that President Biden doesn't want to do this yet. One report is indicating that he wants to keep student debt forgiveness kind of up his sleeve as a ace in the hole, right? As his trump card. Not really talking about President Trump, but you get the idea, because he wants to hold on to some leverage. And the reason why he's doing this, according to the reports, again, we have no clue if this is 100% accurate, but the report is indicating, and this is from Politico, the report is indicating that in some cases, Democrats might not want to pass President Biden's bill as it stands. So if President Biden is saying, you know what, okay, you don't want to pass that, fine. We won't pass it, but if you want student debt forgiveness, I got it right here. We can do this. We can put it in there. I will sign off on it if you vote on my bill. Pass my bill, and I will do student loan forgiveness up to X amount of dollars, right? That's what we're hearing. We also know some lawmakers want additional stimulus. Well, instead of just throwing all the stimulus into the bill to start off with, the report is President Biden is holding back on some of these things like student loan forgiveness because he doesn't want to put it into the bill and just see it go into the bill and it just increases from there. But if he goes with the Republican approach, where instead of starting in the middle, we start at zero, and then if we go up to the middle, right? Let's say, he wants to provide stimulus checks or student loan forgiveness of $10,000. Well, Democrats are already at $50,000. If President Biden is not at 10 but at 0, then anything that comes up is considered a win for everybody, right? So that's kind of the story we're hearing, is he's just going to hold back, wait till we see more of the infrastructure bill actually get agreed upon and get written, and then we might see additional stimulus come out of it. So we'll see what happens there. But as of today, we still haven't even heard from the education secretary whether or not President Biden can even do this or not. So again, there's a lot of stuff we're still waiting on, but it's pretty much just a hurry up and wait type of game, kind of like we did last summer when Republicans were pretty much in charge and Mitch McConnell didn't want to do anything. So again, we just have to wait and see. And the last thing is the CDC says vaccinated Americans don't need to wear a mask. However, they say that this is dependent on your state. If the state is ordering you or mandating you to continue to wear a mask in certain stores, restaurants, movie theaters, wherever, then you need to follow your state's guidelines. But here's the big thing. The CDC is stating that all schools should continue to wear a mask, even if you're vaccinated. So this is a little bit tricky. It's a little odd. And they say all schools should do this until the end of this year. So pretty much the end of the school year, which is for most people like a month away. So what they're saying right now is that, which I think is a little bit odd because they're saying this is when everything else, okay? So when everything is, kind of how it is right now, right? Where some people have to wear masks, other people don't. What we are hearing right now from the CDC is they are stating that masks aren't needed, okay, if you're vaccinated. But even if school-age children are vaccinated, right? Because for most states, if you're 12 or older, you can get vaccinated, right? That's what the CDC, we got that now. But that's the thing that makes absolutely no sense to me is, okay, all these students that could be vaccinated, right? And they could have the card, they could have proof, hey, I'm vaccinated, I don't need to wear a mask, right? and again, let me know your thoughts on what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. But this just puzzles me why the CDC would come out and say this right now. Now, I understand if somebody were to get vaccinated today, right? And I know Johnson & Johnson is not approved for children, 12 to 16. It's just Moderna and Pfizer, okay? But some schools do go throughout the summer. Some go a little bit longer into the summer. So if a school-age child got vaccinated, let's say last week, okay, they got vaccinated last week. They have to wait 2 weeks to get the second one. Then they wait another 2 weeks, and they will be completely vaccinated, right? They'll be good. That means 4 weeks. So in 4 weeks, they should be able to go to school. But in 4 weeks, many kids should still be in school for at least another week or two. So that's what makes it just kind of confusing is. And again, children 16 or older, they've already been vaccinated. So that's the thing that's really confusing. And I read this today, thought, well, this is weird. Why would the CDC even come out and say this? They're recommending schools should continue to wear masks, but everyone else, you're good to go. If you're vaccinated, you're good to go. No need to wear a mask, whether you're indoors or outdoors. So again, let me know your thoughts and what they are down in the comment section below. I'm curious, are you as confused as I am, or am I reading into this just a little too much? So let me know what you're thinking. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and have a wonderful Sunday tomorrow as well. But if you have any questions, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.